Sonny was married to the love of his life, or so he thought, because 2 years down the line, everything started going sour. In fact, Sonny didn't think there was anything about it. It's something that can be fixed. Until one day, the love of Sonny's life threw his beautiful rings and most cherished rings at him. That was when Sonny knew that there was trouble, and if not handled, his marriage was going to crash. Why? Because looking at his hands, he found the symbol of his love sitting right there in his palms instead of his wife's fingers. Love, or rather a gift, is something that we can hold. It is something we can hold in our hands and cherish and say, this is from a person who has deep emotional feelings for me. What will happen to Sonny? Will he be able to salvage his marriage? Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Review With Me podcast. I'm your host and your walkthrough reading coach, Mrs. Peace. I hope you've been able to catch up on our previous episodes, and we are in another episode of the review of the book 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. Now, before we go on with this video, I beg you to please like, share, subscribe and follow. Tag someone who you think needs this. Remember, we've been talking about different love languages, and today we are reviewing chapter 6 of this book. I hope you're ready to go with me. If you are, come right in and let's go straight to the point. Now, I said a gift is something you can hold in your hands and say, this person gave this to me. That means this person is thinking of me. It is a symbol of love, and it stands out for some people more than others. Remember, we've said this before now, that when it comes to love languages, people speak different love languages. So all you need to do is settle down and find which love language speaks your name or calls out to you the most. Alright, so a gift can come in different sizes, colors and shapes, with some being expensive while others may be cheap. Sometimes a gift is something that even comes free of charge. Okay, now the main thing is that to those who love receiving gifts, it speaks to them, whether it's expensive or it's cheap or it's something free. When I say free, I mean you can just be strolling and then you see a beautiful flower and you take a piece of it and bring for someone you love. That's something you didn't buy, you got it free, and to someone it speaks volume to them. That's somebody whose love language has to do with gifts. Now, the only place where people react to gifts is if the person is being stingy. Now, according to this book, Gary Chapman used if you know somebody as a millionaire and then the person is spending gift $1, just $1 on getting a gift. Meanwhile, you know the person can go overboard, he can go way more than that. That's when you have problems. But basically, gifts can be expensive, they can be cheap, and they can be free. Also note that gifts can be purchased, they can be found, or they can be made. Most countries or different locations have some particular gifts, and in this part of the world, most times most people don't value gifts that are made or found. In fact, I saw something while I was posting the notes for today, the wisdom quote for today, and I quickly just stumbled on something when I said all I want for Christmas, and somebody said raw cash. Now, on this part of the world, most people, when you just do a survey and ask what do you want for Christmas, you will hear most of them telling you raw cash. But here we are today, finding out that a gift can be purchased, okay, it can be found, and it can be made. The main thing is that we give it to the one who loves it, to the one whose food is receiving of gifts. So that brings us to the title of the chapter. I know you may have thought I've forgotten. No, I was still explaining gifts. So the title of chapter 6 is receiving gifts. So we've already talked about words of affirmation. Am I correct? We talked about quality time. So we're talking about receiving gifts. Now, somebody out there listening to this right now is saying, anyway, this one doesn't concern me. I'm not a gift person. Whether you give me gift or you don't give me gifts. Even when you give me gift, yeah, I'll tell you thank you, but even if you don't give, it doesn't really bug me. Fine and good, there's no problem. We will still get to find your own love language if you've not found it amongst the other chapters that has been reviewed. But it could be that your spouse is a gifts person. It could be that you have a friend that is a gift person, or your child is a gift person. So don't take any knowledge for granted. Please learn about it. And the beautiful thing about it is, if your spouse is a gift person, then you need to start learning how to give gifts. And guess what? It is one of the easiest love languages to learn. How do you go about this? Very simple. Get a book and begin to write down everything that your spouse has ever wished of having. It could be that while you guys are working, your spouse admired something, and if you don't know, you can ask, what are the gifts? You could ask him from based on things that he or she has told you that they would like to get. You could also find out from their friends and their family members, what do you think if I gift this person, he will be happy with, he or she will be happy with. As they are telling you, write it down. And don't just write it down, don't just stop there, start doing it. Now, the thing about gifting and receiving of gifts as a love language, it doesn't require you to do it only for special occasions, because that's what some people do. Some people only give gifts Christmas and birthdays, okay, and after that they are done for the year. We sign off and we move on to the next year. Some go a little bit to do New Year and anniversary, but beyond that, for someone whose love language is receiving of gifts, their emotional tank, love tank, gets filled up when they receive gifts regularly. So what do? Don't make it a seasonal thing, make it consistent. Once you find out that your spouse loves receiving of gifts, you can go the extra mile. Write those things that the person would have loved and start doing it. Do you know that a simple I love you on a piece of paper, properly decorated, well, beautifully crafted and decorated, could actually be a gift on its own? Yes, I actually did a tool for my assignment. I'm back to school, yes, and this school is for life. So we're told to write encouragement letters, and then I wrote an encouragement letter to my husband, and you could see the joy on his face. He has not read it yet because he's not around, but I just snapped it and showed him, and I don't know, I think I forwarded it to his mail. I'll still find out if I've done that. Now, I took my time to craft out my papers. I decorated, did hand designs on each of the paper. I did for my son and my husband. I designed them with my hands. That's a beautiful gift that for someone whose love language is receiving gifts would cherish so much, because you took out time to do something nice for them. So can we see now that gifts does not necessarily need you spending much? But notwithstanding, let's also know that great gift givers, in order for you to be a great gift giver, your attitude towards money has to change. Now, anytime we talk about receiving gifts, the first thing that comes to people's mind is, so every time I will just be spending money. That means I'll just be buying gifts. Especially this one now, I'm gonna leave this girl. This one now, she's saying that we should do it every time. So every day I should just be buying. Initially, remember I told you a gift can be found, it can be purchased, and it can be made. And I also said that gifts, some are expensive, some are cheap, and some are free. But we have to change our attitude towards money. Now, the thing about money, as explained by Gary Chapman in his book, he was like, most people are spenders. They don't mind spending. So those ones, it will be easy for them to get gifts for their spouse. Now, while some people are savers. Now, these people saving, they are saving money as a form of security. They don't want to be in a situation where they need money and then they don't have it. An emergency comes up and they don't have money, so they are saving for security. Do you know that giving gifts to your spouse is also investing in your security? You are investing in your emotional security, because by the time you give gifts to your spouse whose love language is receiving of gifts, you are filling up their emotional love tank, and by the time their emotional love tank is filled up, I'm sure they will not result, or you will not have the situation of Sonny, Mr. Sonny, who I talked about at the beginning of the book. You will not have his results where he's at the verge of a crashing marriage. So attitude needs to be, in order for you to give gifts properly, you need to change our attitudes towards money. It's not about I'm spending so much on this person. No, it's about I'm investing in this relationship. And that is why it is advised that before you go into relationship or even marriage, you have to be sure it's somebody you want to do life with, so that when you start investing everything, some people find it, how can you actually give somebody your body? You give that person, your husband, your body, and then you are refusing to give your money. Doesn't even make sense. You are okay with giving your body, but you want to hoard your money. Which one is more important, your body or your money? I don't even know. But let's just know that when you use your money for gifts, you're actually investing in filling up the emotional love tank of your spouse. And remember, as we said from chapter 1 of this book, once the emotional love tank is filled, you should know that at that point that person is a joyous and a happy person, and he'll be ready to invest in that relationship. So that being said, I also want to bring out another type of gift. Now, this particular gift is not a gift that we can hold. It's not a gift that you can actually see. It is intangible, but it can be felt very deeply, and it is called the gift of self or the gift of presence. Now, what does this mean? It means you being wholly there, being available, completely available. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are there 24 hours a day. You can decide, for someone who desires the gift of presence, you should be there for that person without any interruptions, without standing up to check what you're cooking on fire, without scrolling through your phone, without scrolling through the TV channels, without scrolling through the newspaper, without doing anything. You're completely there. You're completely present. And while we're at this, I also want to state that if you know you value the gift of presence like I do, please speak up, open up, talk about it. We need to learn to speak up, learn to say what you want, learn to say what you crave. Once you tell your spouse, it is easier for it to be done. Don't let your spouse assume. Don't assume they know. You have to speak up. So it is very important for someone who desires gift of self for you to give yourself completely, not pressing your phone, as I said earlier, because that is one of the major distractions that a lot of couples have. So we need to learn to keep the distractions aside and focus on giving the person our complete presence, hence the gift of self. Now, to buttress the two types of gifts, I'll be giving you two stories. Like I said, this book is full of real life examples which everybody can pick from. At least there's no how you will read this book or listen to this review and not get one new thing. So while I'm speaking, please, if you've learned anything, even if it's from the previous chapters or from this particular chapter, just put it down in the comment section. Let's know what you've picked so far. Have you found your love language also? Now, the first story was talking about a woman who walked into Gary Chapman's office and started complaining that her husband doesn't have her time. He doesn't spend so much time with her. And when Gary tried to find out, she said when she gave birth, he wasn't there. When her mom died, he wasn't there. Now, Gary carried out investigations about these particular situations, and the husband responded, when she gave birth to our child, I was in the hospital with her from the moment she came into the hospital till she gave birth. After she gave birth, I still spent some time with her, but I was so happy, so I had to leave and go tell the boys. So apparently he plays I think baseball with some other guys, so he was so joyous and wanted to share his joy. He went to go tell the boys. Now, what does that tell us? This woman was craving the gift of presence. The second instance where she talked about her mom's burial, her mom died, and during the funeral, the husband said he was there. And then after everything, when she was going home, he found out that her siblings were going home with her. So he left to be with the boys so he could calm himself. And now this is a lot of years down memory lane, and the woman still brought up these two things, complaining about it. What does that tell us? This woman is a lover of the gift of presence. She loves presence, and she needed her husband to be there. Now her husband was so joyous, but he felt he has done and he needs to leave. Like I said, when it has to do with presence, leave every form of distraction and focus on your spouse if that is what they desire. Now, the second instance or the second example had to do with a couple who the woman also went. I don't know why most times it's women that go to meet. The woman walked into Brother Gary's office, and she was saying she feels frustrated in her marriage and she thinks she may leave the marriage. Now, apparently, I think he knew them and he tried to beckon on the husband to ask him what was going on. And the husband was like, my marriage is fine. I love my wife and she's good to me. She does everything I desire. She's a perfect wife, perfect hostess, blah, 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 blah. Now, with further investigations and everything, found out that she didn't feel loved because he wasn't doing special things for her. So one day, while she was in the house, he came back home and gave her a flower. She was like, seriously, is this my husband? Now, that was not as if that was not enough. The next day he went to work, and before he came back, he called her and said, honey, please don't cook today. I'm thinking of ordering pizza so we can have dinner. We'll just eat pizza and take some drinks, or would you like us to go out and eat? And she was like, no, pizza is fine, pizza is fine. And he got pizza the next day. And then the next day, in 1 week, he called her and said she should dress up, they're going out for dinner. And then the next one, in fact, throughout that week, back to back, he was giving her gifts, and he watched his wife blossom. He watched her like a dead plant and a dead flower that began to blossom and become radiant. What did that mean? Her emotional tank had been empty. She was running on low to the point of frustration. But immediately he tried out this particular love language. It clicked with her. It spoke something to her. Now remember, I said gifts must not necessarily be expensive. It could be just going out for coffee with your loved one. It could be just getting that person a pack of food. A tiny thing, something as little as sweets, depending on your level and your size. All they need to know is that you are thinking of them and you know you hold them in special and high regard. Now, this particular week of a dynamic change in this man brought about something else in his marriage. He began to notice how his wife became more fun. She started smiling, she started singing when working, and he really loved it. So there was no, when you find something that works for you, you don't need to stop now. You just have to keep going on. And before you know what was happening, he kept at it, and that helped revive his marriage. Now, with this one, this is a very short chapter because there's nothing to say that past this one. While we are drawing the curtain on this, I would just like to ask you, are you a gift person? And if you are not, is your spouse a gift person? If they are, please get out your book, get out your pen and start writing. Mind you, children also who have the love language of gifts, receiving of gifts, they love gifts, including the gift of presence. Very, very important. So please don't keep them out of it. While you're filling up your spouse's emotional love tank, also fill up that of your child. There's also a book on 5 love languages for children, and we'll get to read it. Don't worry, as long as you remain in this space, I'll be bringing you books that will spoil you. Remember, we are on learning, we are relearning and learning and learning and learning, just to make sure we cultivate once again the reading culture, develop ourselves and expand our capacity. So for everyone whose spouse is a lover of gifts, I'd like you to go to page 57 of this book. You will find gift ideas and gift presentation, not just what kind of gift to get or the ideas of gift to get. You also find ideas on how to present them, probably keeping it under the pillow. And I don't really know how to be romantic. I'm learning how to be romantic. It's not an excuse. I'm learning because my husband is a romantic, so I'm learning how to be romantic. Alright, so we're drawing the curtain at this point, and I would like to leave this word with you. I would like you to reflect on ways to give gifts to your spouse. Reflect on ways to give gift, no matter how, even if finance is very tight. Remember, as I said, gifts can be purchased, they can be made, and they can be found. So no matter how tight finance is, try giving your spouse a gift. Reflect on ways to, fill up their love tank by bringing gifts to them, and see how it transforms your marriage. I hope you had fun in this episode. Thank you very much for staying with me to this time. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow. Invite someone to join us while we recultivate once again the reading culture in our society. And I'll be expecting you in our next episode. Thank you, and God bless you.